Well, welcome, guys, and thank you. I appreciate you coming out tonight. I know we've got a small crowd in house, but appreciate you coming out. We know we got a lot of people that watch us on Channel 13, and welcome to you as well. And we'll also have people that will be watching us online and on our podcast as well. So thank you guys very much. There's a map there at the door. I'll talk just kind of briefly about what's going on in Coffeyville lately. And one of the services that we're proud to provide our community, and we want to put the word out, is that we are integrated with and partnered with an online company that you can go to. It's Raids Online, RAIDS online.com. Where anyone can go. It's free to use, and you can look up, see what's going on in Coffeyville. If you want to know what's going on in your neighborhood or going on around your house, it integrates with police departments, crime mapping systems, so you can see what's going on. What I provided here tonight is some information on our burglaries over the last month. That's certainly something that we look at quite often, looking at crime trends. And all in all, we had about a dozen, and that's maybe a little less than what we've been seeing. It's still a dozen too many. So we certainly want the word out. We want people seeing what's going on, seeing where we're seeing some of these burglaries occurring at. And also last month we had a little bit of an increase in vehicle burglaries, cars getting broken into, and generally what we see when we say cars broken into, that's generally vehicles that are left unlocked. And most of the reports, most of the crime involving a theft from a vehicle involves leaving their vehicle unlocked. So perhaps the most easiest thing you can do to prevent from being a victim of a vehicle burglary is making sure you're locking your vehicles, and anything of value that might be in your vehicles, definitely take them out. And those simple steps alone will greatly reduce the chances of a vehicle being broken into. But on this website, there's all kinds of things you can look at and view if you want to see what the traffic accidents are like around your neighborhood or around the school. It's really interactive and easy to use, and you can look up a lot of data. You can look up data that goes back 10 years, and so you can see a lot of historical data too if that's of interest to you. The other neat thing about this program is up on the top right-hand corner, you can sign up for crime alerts. So to go in and look and examine and see what's going on around Coffeyville, it's absolutely free. You don't have to sign up for anything or give them any information. But if you choose to sign up, it's also absolutely free. And what you can do is you can plug in your address, and if you want to be alerted if there's a burglary in your neighborhood, you can set it up and sign up where it'll email you crime alerts. So if you want to know within a half a mile of your house or 5 miles of your house of every burglary that occurs, or other type of crime, you can set it up however you'd like. It automatically emails you that information. So it's really nice and really handy to be in the know, because when you know what's going on around you, you can be a little bit more aware, and we can look out for each other. Want to talk briefly and remind the public about our Nixle service. Nixle is a service that we use to get information out to our community. Essentially, in a nutshell, it's kind of a text message program. You can sign up for this service, and then we have anything from just community messages to emergencies. We can easily get a hold of you and give you that information. It's called Nixle. The easiest way to sign up for it, if you've got a cell phone, if you just text your zip code to 888-777. So your zip code to 888-777, and it automatically signs up that device. You can also go to the city's website on the home page of the city's website. I believe it's along the top bar there. You'll see a link to our Nixle service, and you can click on that and you get some more details about it, or change some of the settings if you so choose. But it's a great service, and one of the best parts about this service, as we saw this week, is it does provide storm alerts. And so if our area comes under a severe weather warning or a tornado watch or something of that nature, it automatically pushes out those notifications to your cell phone or wireless device. So it's a really great service, and we encourage everyone to sign up for that. All right, well, I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about Coffeyville's cleanup campaign. It's kind of an undertaking by everybody, by city staff, by city departments, by community organizations, by private organizations, other government entities that we're asking to get involved and to participate in helping our community become the community that we want it to be, the community that it is and can be, and because it is a great community that we live in. And you'll see a lot of things going on around Coffeyville. You'll see a lot of information being put out in the media and the newspapers and online and on our websites. You'll probably see signs going up around town. And you'll see a lot of involvement by city departments, by Public Works, by the police department, by codes and by the fire department. A couple of things that the police department are doing in our campaign. You might see some of our yellowish orange flyers that might be going on. If you received one, it's okay. You're not in any big trouble or anything like that. If you see your neighbors with something like this, they're not in any huge trouble or anything like that. But one of the things we want to make the public aware of are some of the common issues that we deal with that can help make our job easier, can help make your neighborhood safer and cleaner, and just help to raise those values in our neighborhoods. And a lot of the simple things that we deal with, and I know I talk about this often, but making sure that your address is clearly posted on your home. So if you're at home watching at the end of this meeting, please go outside, take a look at the front of your house, and look and see if your address is there, because you know where you live. But does that police officer that might have to come help you, does that ambulance that maybe you have to call, hopefully we never have to call for an ambulance, but can that ambulance find you? Can they find you easily? Can they find your neighbor? And because it's so important that having that address clearly marked on your house not only helps you, but it also helps your neighbor, because that's how we find addresses. So please make sure your address is posted on your house. What we want to see, what the ordinance requires, is 4-inch letters of contrasting colors that are clearly marked on your structure. It's great if you've got them painted on the curb or on your mailbox, but we also ask that they be on the house themselves, because that really helps out emergency responders and find you, because we want to be able to find you. A lot of other little things that we ask our citizens to be good citizens of our community. Things like grass clippings in the street. Now, hopefully, we're getting towards the end of grass season, but with this last rain, I don't think my grass is going to go dormant quite yet. So we're still mowing, and those first couple strips, if you can make sure that you mow inwards. If you get grass in the street, we ask that you make sure you blow it out of the gutters, blow it out of the street, and back into the yard. And that's so important for a number of reasons. One, it certainly makes our neighborhoods look better and cleaner, but more practically, when we're dealing with water issues, and again, I can easily point to this last week and our last storm, and all the water that we had over the roadway. And when we have all that debris, that yard debris in the grasses, and it gets washed into our storm drain system, it backs it up even further when we get, and it takes it longer for our storm water to drain off, so we see all the flooding and the water of the roads that we did over this last week. A couple other things we might give notices on and ask the public to be aware of is that it's now illegal to tether an animal. You can tether an animal for up to an hour. If you've got a pet, bring them outside. We certainly want pets to get exercise and get outside, but what we don't want to see is animals just living on a chain in a yard. And so we ask that people make sure that they're not tethering their animals in violation of the ordinance. Our polycarts, our trash cans, we got great trash service, and Tammy's going to talk about some services that come along with that a lot of people still aren't aware of, but we ask that we all, again, be good neighbors and good stewards and take our polycarts in after trash collection. We ask that we don't let the kids play basketball in the street for a lot of safety reasons, and of course parking. We want to be good neighbors, make sure we're not parking and blocking stop signs or neighbors' driveways or parking in handicap places when we shouldn't be, and make sure we're staying out of our front yard. So those are a few things that, again, you might see see one of our friendly warning reminders asking people to be good neighbors. If you see one or you get one or you know someone that's gotten one, if they have any questions, our phone number is on those as well, and they're certainly encouraged to call the police department, and we'd be glad to provide more information or maybe some explanation and clarification on ordinances as we need to. And with that said, talk a little bit more about cleanup, and we've got some really exciting things coming up in our cleanup program with the cleanup day and some dumpster programs. And I'm going to let Tammy Dixon, our code compliance officer, come and talk a little bit more about those programs as well. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a stand tonight. I apologize.
All right. Good evening. My name's Tammy Dixon, and I'm the City of Coffeyville's Code Enforcement Officer. And tonight I came to share some information about some programs that are already available to the citizens of Coffeyville and a couple of new programs that we're hoping to bring to you within the next couple of weeks. The first thing that I wanted to highlight was our trash pickup service. If you have a polycart, you have also available to you a bulky pickup item. And I think I'm seeing more activity out there, so I think it's maybe starting to come to light and people are starting to understand that it's available to you 12 times a year. Once a month, you're able to put, and it always occurs on a Friday, you're able to dispose of bulky unwanted items by just setting it out on your curb. Okay, so for instance, if you have trash service on Mondays, then every first Friday of the month, the 12 first Fridays of the month throughout the year, that's available to you. If your trash pickup is on Tuesdays, you're the second Friday of the month. If your trash pickup is on Wednesdays, you're the third Friday of the month. If your trash pickup is on Thursdays or Fridays, you're the fourth Friday of the month. So for instance, say my trash is picked up on Mondays, then that first Friday of the month, I can put up to 3 cubic feet of waste out on my curb to be picked up. Okay, and that equals about 6 55-gallon barrels. Okay, now the thing I want to be aware of is if it takes 3 people to drag the carpet out to the curb, then the trash guy's not going to be able to get it into his trash truck. So you have to box it, put it in containers, make it easy, for the guy to get into the trash truck. You can even get rid of couches, furniture, appliances, as long as there's no Freon. That particular service, if you have it tagged appropriately and the Freon's been abated out of the appliance, then you're more than welcome to put it out on the curb. But they'll come by and pick that up. You don't have to call. They drive a certain route. If you get picked up on Monday, they drive that the first Friday of the month, and they pick up all the bulky items. What we do want to remember is if my bulky pickup day is the fourth Friday of the month, you should never have to, in your neighborhood, drive down and see stuff along the curb on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, or Wednesdays. The only day we should see items out at the curb are Thursdays. Okay, so you're only supposed to pull it out 24 hours before that bulky pickup. So if I'm the first Friday of the month, the first Thursday of that month, I'm allowed to put all my items out on the curb. If I put it out and I'm not until the third, Friday of the month, those items are just sitting out there. The weathers, the animals, people, things are getting scattered throughout the neighborhood. So be a good neighbor, pull it out the Thursday before the Friday of your pickup. It's no extra cost to you. You already pay for that. You pay for your trash service. It's a great program to get rid of unwanted items. So if you have any additional questions, the phone number for the trash company is 1-877-336-3161. And if there's any questions I can answer, my phone number is 620-252-6149. Be more than happy to clarify any of that information if you have any questions about your bulky pickup. The second item I wanted to mention tonight is the citywide cleanup. When I came into my position in September of 2012 and 2013, we started citywide cleanups. We held 3 in 2013. This year, we plan on holding 2. We've already held 1. The next one's coming up on September 20th from 8 to 4, same place, the parking lot behind the Sirloin Stockade, the city-owned parking lot. The trash dumpsters will be there. We hope to have as many volunteers as possible. If you're interested in volunteering, call my office. We'll definitely schedule you in. We can always use volunteers. If you have items at your house and you're unable to get them down to the pickup, the trash citywide cleanup, then you can go ahead and start calling Red Cross. And their number is 251-1050, so 251-1050, and you can be put on a schedule where we have volunteers that also go out into the community and try to help get the unwanted items off of your property. Now, the reason we're only holding 2 this year is the funds that normally go towards the third one, we're going to start a new program with that I'm getting ready to tell you about. And it's called the Neighborhood Dumpster Program. And Chief Grimmett has been looking into it. We've been looking into it since we started the citywide cleanup, checking with other cities. And one of the biggest things that the citizens of Coffeyville mentioned that they would like is a cleaner Coffeyville that we could be proud of. And we're offering all of these services, so we should all be able to take advantage, and it should be a possibility, for everybody to clean up their property. And in order for the dumpster program for the neighborhood is basically you fill out a request form. You get with some of your neighbors, because there's going to have to be somebody who's willing to have the dumpster placed on their property, kind of be in charge of the property. We need a week's advance notice. And because what will happen is we'll set these dumpsters on a Friday, and you'll have until the following Monday for the neighborhood to take advantage of that dumpster, and then the trash service will be picking that dumpster up on the following Monday. You fill out a request form, and we also provide you with some flyers to share with your neighbors, some contact numbers of some people who are going to be responsible for the dumpster, and we will have that set for you at no extra cost. There's not a cost to your neighborhood. We're taking the funds that we use for the third cleanup and hopefully bringing it to your neighborhood. Make it a little bit easier for you to clean out your garage or your backyard or whatever you're needing to clean up. Now those flyers, Cindy Price, the city clerk, has started working on the request forms, and they're going to be available to pick up at the code enforcement office, which we're located down in the fire department. The utility office that is on 8th and Buckeye, and this temporary city hall office. We'll all keep flyer or request forms in there, and you can run in and get them. We're also going to make it available online. I think we're planning on working on that maybe tomorrow. This is a program we hope to be kicked off by next week. People can start requesting dumpsters. We need a week advance notice to get that dumpster set for your neighborhood. And so you can pick up a request form or go online and fill out a request form. The second availability of dumpsters is going to be, I think there was kind of a roundhouse of the big Cleanup Coffeyville campaign. I think actually Chief Celeste came up with a really good idea that we've already started to put in motion. We are going to have a couple of dumpsters that are going to remain down at the tree dump. So they're only going to be available during the tree dump hours. We're already down there, which are on Thursdays and Fridays, depending on daylight saving times. If you're in daylight saving time, then the dumpster hours on Thursday and Friday will be 3 to 6. Non-daylight saving time hours will be 2 to 5. They're open on Saturday from 8 to 4 and Sundays from 12 to 4. I don't know how often we're going to have to pull them. We're going to see how that goes down there once we get the gravel set up and we're able to house those 2 dumpsters. Then on the weekend or on those days, you can take unwanted bulky items to the tree dump, and there'll be a dumpster there for you. Now, no matter where the dumpsters are at, whether it's on your neighborhood or whether it's down at the tree dump, the same regulations apply. You cannot throw hazardous waste. You can't throw tires. You can't throw concrete, blocks, bricks, or any just everyday garbage. We all have poly carts. You need to be putting your everyday garbage in your poly carts. But any bulky and unwanted items you can bring down and throw in the dumpster. And, be aware if you get there and the dumpster is overflowing, maybe come back the next day, because in order for them to abate the dumpsters, they have to be able to tarp them to haul them down the highway. So once they get overfilled, they can't haul the dumpsters. So we just need to be good stewards and good participants. If you go down there and it's filled, give us a call. We'll let you know when the pickup's going to be, and you can bring the dumpsters out. So with those 4 programs in place, really it should be fairly easy for any individual on any property to be able to clean up their yard and get rid of unwanted items. Once again, that the citywide cleanup is on September 20th. We will not be taking hazardous waste this time. The county only comes for 1 cleanup. However, I do have the schedule for the hazardous waste hours, and the next hazardous waste in Independence that you can take hazardous waste to is September 17th. So 3 days before our cleanup, if anybody has hazardous waste, you can gather those items up and take them to 114 North Wald in Independence and get rid of any hazardous waste you have. Also, the difference will be we're not accepting any tires. We've probably hauled between 6,000 and 7,000 tires out of Coffeyville in the last 4 cleanups. So I'm hoping that, by this time when you have 1 or 2, you can always take it to a tire store. Okay, there is a cost. There's like a $5 cost, I believe, that you pay, and they send them off to be recycled. So once we got rid of all of the ones that have just been collecting, hopefully, people can go ahead and take care of their tires in a more economical fashion. If you have any questions, or about tonight, anything I spoke about, or any questions about the programs that we're getting ready to implement, please feel free to call our code enforcement office, which is, once again, 620-252-6149. Be more than happy to clarify anything or give you more information on any program that you're interested in. Do you guys have any questions, the people that are here tonight for me? Oh, yes. Okay. So you're going to go to First and Union, okay? And you're going to head. There's not really I wouldn't say an address out there, but if you go to First and Union, and there are signs out there that, if you follow, will lead you down to the tree dump. As you head down, and you're heading north on Union Street, you're going to go back east, okay? It's going to take you down to probably the very last street that you can go to on Union Street. You're going to turn back east, and you're going to feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere. You're going to come to a gravel road. You're going to turn back north, and you're going to cross some railroad tracks and go through a long gate and a winding road, and it's up in the middle kind of the countryside. So don't give up. Once you get out there, you're going to feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. But if you just go to First and Union to the very last street, head east to the gravel road, head back north, and just keep driving, you're going to run into the tree dump. And those signs are out there that should guide you. There's signs along the side of the road that should kind of give you direction and point you back up in there. Does that help you? Okay. Any other questions? Well, I appreciate your time, and if there's anything further I can do for anybody, feel free to give me a call. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Tammy. What a recap. So we've got bulky trash pickup 12 times a year, all year long. We've got the cleanup September 20th. We've now got a neighborhood dumpster program where neighbors can get together and request a dumpster. And then we'll also have dumpsters out at the tree dump during tree dump hours all year long. So, man, there's no reason for there to be a scrap of trash anywhere in Coffeyville. But those are all great programs, and great use of those programs. And what we need from you guys is, when you go home tomorrow, when you're out, when you're at work, when you're visiting with people, spread the word. Let them know what programs are available. Let them know what's going on in Coffeyville. let them know about all the great things that they can take advantage of and should take advantage of. And certainly if there's any questions, give us a call, and we're happy to facilitate to our community all the resources that we can. Does anyone have any other questions about anything, whether it be about the police department or code compliance or City Hall? Yes.
My question about this, when we got that flood watch the other night, some kind of notice came across my husband's cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
which wasn't the Nextel, and it made some kind of noise, kind of like the TV. Is that something that you guys put out, or is it like to the cell towers, or?
It wasn't that we put out. We did have a Nixle storm warning that went out at one point.
It was in addition to that, it was for the flood.
Yeah,
So are there some kind of like general warnings?
he might have had maybe a weather app on his phone, and a lot of the different weather apps have their own alerts that would go out, and that sounds like probably what happened. And our Nixle service does that as well. We've got it narrowed down to the Nixle will at this point we've got it set up where it's just going to give warnings on severe weather and tornado watches, tornado warnings, and not all the other ones. When we initially set up the program, it was giving out warnings on fog advisories and things like that, and we felt like that was too much information, or it was things that people wouldn't want to get at 2 in the morning. So you can sign up for other weather apps that if you want to get those kind of warnings more frequently when they're issued, you can. Ours are going to give you the warnings on the severe weather and the things you really need to be concerned about. But boy, that was a lot of water this week. That was a lot of water, so it was very, very surprising, and that can happen, and it's Kansas, so we can have storms in the middle of November and October, so it does happen. Great. Any other questions? Well, if not, again, I thank everybody for coming tonight, and if you leave here and you have any other questions come up, please give me a call or email or stop by. Thank you very much.